Shalom Yashrala, this is Shia. I just want to read a scripture real quick. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now, I wanted to talk to y'all about this movie just came out, probably recent, called The Hill. The Hill is about a baseball player who has a degenerative back disease. Basically, his spine is degenerate. He has a 60-year-old spine, but he's in his 20s, or he's a teenager. So the reason why I wanted to talk to y'all about is because there's something that goes on in movies, and literally it doesn't fail. So a lot of times you see movies that have different stories and are about different things, but the way they film the movie is always the same. Every single movie that I have ever seen, and I can't think of any others, but it reminds me the same characters are in every fucking movie. They just go by different names. So Ricky Hill's father, I forgot what his name is in the movie. I saw it yesterday, but I ain't pay that much attention to it. Ricky Hill's father is a real religious man. He's a pastor in the movie. I mean, granted, he preaches Christianity, but you just got to respect how deeply religious he was in the movie. And the whole time in the movie, he's telling his son, you're not going to play baseball. But he has a grandmother who opposes Ricky's father and helps him, in any way she can. And at a certain point in the movie, she dies, and she's being painted in the movie to be like, yes, she's telling him how to go with his dreams and all that shit. She's telling him to go live his dream and become a baseball player, go to baseball camp. This guy wants to cut him a check as a loan so he can go to this baseball camp and hopefully make it to the majors. And I'm one of those people that when I read up on a movie that's based on a true story, I want to get the true story. Because based on a true story literally means it's not likely going to be all factual, right? Hollywood is going to take its creative license. Every movie that you can imagine that says based on a true story, people don't understand that they're not trying to tell you the truth. They're just trying to give you something entertaining. So in this situation, right, when you look it up, the kid never made it to the major leagues in real life. Now, I don't know how, if half those characters were real or whatever, like they have to add shit to make it more dramatic. But what I find to be funny, or not funny, but what I find to be detrimental in this movie is the whole thing about the religious nut is just being a religious nut, self-righteous and blah, blah, blah. But come to find out, he was the one that was right the whole time. His son had dreams of being in the major leagues. His father's like, yo, look at the science of the shit. You can't make it to the major league. You can't play baseball. You're going to fuck yourself up more. So what happens? Throughout the movie, he keeps fucking himself up. He's hitting these big home runs, right? But he's hurting himself. So at the end of the movie, and this is what they always do to religious fanatics in movies, it's either they die or they fail, or they come around and then start supporting something that they were opposing in the movie. So at the end, he goes to, the kid goes to this baseball camp, which would almost guarantee that you can at least get signed to a major league. You can get signed by a major league organization, but that don't mean you're going to play in the major leagues. You still got to go through the minors. So what happened in real life? He never made it to the major leagues. He got an injury to his spine. So when you watch the movie, right, you're like, oh, he's like the reason why he wants to play baseball, even though his father tells him it's against their morals, because it's also something where, athletes get worshipped by people, right? But also, it's gonna fuck him up even more. And his father's saying it the whole time in the movie, right? And in real life, when you read up on it, you gotta imagine, as much hope as baseball gave him, what do you think happened when he was not even 25 years old? Because I think he wasn't even 25 years old yet. And he could not physically play baseball no more. What do you think that did to his psyche? Because we watch these movies and we don't really pay attention. We don't realize, like, yo, they be telling us some bullshit. Look at Rudy. I tell y'all about Rudy. It's a funny movie. Because Rudy in the movie is another feel-good movie, and it's like, oh, this kid, he wants to play football for Notre Dame. That's his only dream. We don't know if he became a success story in real life. We don't know. All I know is that I read something about him committing fraud. But when you watch the movie, you're so, oh my gosh, he's making his dream. Look at what the fuck his dream is. My dream is higher than his. What I aspired to do in life was higher than playing 3 fucking snaps in a game when the game was over, just so you can say you've played college football with Notre Dame. That's all it was. He just wanted to play in a football. He wanted to be able to say, technically, on a technicality, yes, he's a football player, or he was a college football player. So on a technicality, you could say that, but was he really a football player for college? They didn't want him to play. In the movie, the fucking whole team comes in and puts their jerseys on the coach's desk and says, if he's not going to play, I'm not going to play. So, to me, he's just a nuisance. Yes, he's got all this heart. Yes, he's whatever, but he's really, if you really boil down to it, he's just being a fucking nuisance. And this is the feel-good movies that they want you to see. But anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom, and on to the next one.